Deal or No Deal, I have to ask you about it.
Okay.
That was like a show of my childhood, Deal or No Deal. Are there any stories behind the scenes that you have never shared publicly in terms of what it was like filming that show?
It was hard because it was hard. It took everything not to scream, "You idiot, take the money." Because you're just gambling. This is a chance. I loved when people came on and they said that I wanted people to leave better off than they came.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they didn't because they had a strategy. And it's just random. Nobody knew what was in the case.
Club random.
And which is your network.
Right.
Yes.
Keep going.
Good.
We'll circle back.
Okay, Bill. So I remember the very first the very first contestant was Karen, who had 3 kids, and I don't know that she had health insurance or she ever owned a home or anything. I wanted her to leave. There's chances at $1 million. There was offers of $20,000, $60,000, $80,000. She turned all those down.
Oh.
And ended up leaving with $5,000. But the truth of the matter is, no, you're going, but here's the truth of the matter. Where can you go, even today, and that was in 2005, and walk away with $5,000? $5,000. I'm not even getting paid half that for this appearance. So, but $5,000 is a lot of money. And if you're not in New York or LA, $5,000 can change your life.
Sure.
That could buy you health insurance. That could possibly be a down payment on a house. I was just in
definitely not your house.
Larchwood, Iowa, which was a beautiful part of the country. And I asked how much a house was there. You could buy a house with a huge yard for $100,000,
wow.
Which means, that could be a down payment on a house. And then we revisited past contestants 5 years into our run.
Yep.
And one of them was Karen.
Right.
To find out what they had done and how
it
had
changed,
how they had changed their lives, and maybe how the kids benefited, or at college that could put one of the kids through college.
$5,000
in the middle of the country. You don't have to. Not everybody has to go. Okay.
Yep. Sure.
Even DeVry.
Great.
But she got breast augmentation.
Oh wow!
So she made a mountain out of a molehill.
Hey Howie, did you ever have a question from the peanut gallery? Did you ever revisit somebody who won a lot of money and it wrecked their lives, or wrecked their life?
I don't think anybody's life was wrecked, but I do know that we did give away millions of dollars, and I got to present people with checks. I remember I went on Staten Island. There was some people that I gave big checks and did make their lives. They did buy houses. Their lives were changed forever. To be part of that, and AGT, which helps people's dreams really do come true and to fruition. And
your building, which has helped my dream come to fruition.
Nobody is more surprised, pleased, and amazed than me each and every day in as far as the things that I witness, the things that I can be part of, and just the company that I keep.
I do have a question for you, because you said that Deal or No Deal was the first time that you felt you could use your real personality when hosting?
It's the first time I did. So what
about the show format enabled you to be your authentic self?
Well, let me tell you, it didn't. So it's probably one of the only things in my career that presented itself that I was really afraid of. Mm-hmm. I did not want to do it. I did not, as a comedian, not since Johnny Carson, or even after that, Groucho Marx did You Bet Your Life. Comedians did not do game shows. And it was when your currency is irony, you didn't, the game show host was the punchline. I didn't want to do it. And when they showed me the game show, there was nothing to it. So when I said, okay, I'll do it, I decided, I said, can I hire some of my friends to write for me? Because I knew that I was going to be on primetime TV. Mm-hmm. And the only other thing that had really exploded right before that was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Regis. But I said, Regis played Regis. I'm a comedian. let
play
me
myself.
have, and because I don't understand how we're going to fill an hour with open a case.
Right.
Deal or no deal. That didn't make any sense to
You
me.
added so much drama to it.
Well, here's what happened. So what happened was I hired these writers, and I had so many funny, really funny bits and really good bits. And it was Karen. The first time I went out, I said, welcome to Deal or No Deal. Karen, tell me about yourself. And she was just a real person who said, I have these 3 boys, and and I remember my joke. Her name is Karen Van, and I said, oh, look, the minivans. And she told me about her life. And when I first said, after the first offer, it was like $20,000 or $15,000, which regardless of what you think I have, I still believe that $10,000, $5,000, $20,000 is a huge fucking chunk of change, which could be life-altering for many, many people. And I went, and there was a glaze over her eyes, and she just went, no deal, and with no thought. And there was and I'm looking at her, and I see this glaze, and she's looking around. She's never been in Hollywood before. There's 30 cameras.
Right.
There's 300 people. And I noticed that when I say like little things that she's giggling, and then I thought, oh my God, she's going to fuck up this opportunity because I'm being distracting. So what happened is I said, humanity,
hilarious.
Humanity is much more important than my personal career.
Absolutely.
I can't, first and foremost, I'm a human being. I'm a father. I'm a husband. So I slowed down and I talked to her like I would talk to a kid. I didn't want to do any jokes. And I went to her and I would go, Karen, listen to me. The offer now is $30,000. $30,000 is 3 times more than you have been paid for an entire year. It is twice as much as you have in the bank. It is a life-changing amount of money. Just listen to me. Deal or no deal. And I was being dead serious, and SNL started making fun of me because I would talk very slow, but it was just, I just wanted your attention.
Right.
And after I taped the 6 shows
I
doing
just got chills when you said that to me, by the way. Chills.
Can
you do it one more time? Just look me in the eye and say deal or no deal again.
Deal or no deal. Something. So anyway,
God, that was unbelievable.
I know.
That was a chill.
Yeah.
That was
my wife. That's how I get
chill.
Sex now. I have her lie on the bed naked, and I go, open your legs.
And then you press the golden buzzer. It's right in between her legs.
No, but I will judge it after.
Right.
Finished.
Exactly. And then Nick Cannon's watching the whole time.
But my point was that I taped 6 shows.
Right.
And I went home to my wife and I said, this is the most humiliating experience I've ever had, because for the first time in my life, I didn't do stand-up I didn't do comedy. I didn't play a character. I didn't do a voice. I was just trying to narrate and create an avenue where these people could make really good decisions that would change their voice. So here's what I want to do. It's airing next week. I've booked a trip to the Caribbean to Tortola, which didn't have Wi-Fi, which didn't have TV, I said, I just want to get off the fucking continent.
Yep.
And I just don't want to be here for this, because this is gonna be the end.
Oh
and what happened is I was in Tortola, I'll never forget, and my buddy Rob Smith, who worked for Endemol, called me on Tuesday morning. It was airing for 5 days in prime time. And he goes, you're not going to believe this. And I went, don't even tell me. Why can't ignorance is bliss? He goes, it went through the roof. It went through the roof. He called me the next day. They had doubled the ratings. The next day, and at the end of the week, on NBC, 100 million people had watched Deal or No Deal. I could not believe it. I landed in Miami when I was coming home, and within 30 seconds, the first person who saw me went, Deal or No Deal. I never had a catchphrase before. I had a very segmented audience. I did really well as a stand-up.
Crazy.
I had a Saturday Morning Bobby's World audience. I had a St. Elsewhere audience. Deal or No Deal brought all those together because people didn't know that I was the guy that did Bobby. They didn't know I was the same guy that put the glove on my head. They didn't know.
It was like a glue for you.
Yeah, I've never had bigger success. And because of that, when they wanted to renegotiate, instead of renegotiating more money, I renegotiate a development deal. And I was on the lot. and producing shows, and I ended up putting shows on the air. And then I felt like I was throwing a party at my parents' house. I left that deal. Then I bought this, and that's why we're sitting here today.
That's
because I
unbelievable.
can just have my friends here, talented people, just all cohabitating and creating things. And
it's an unbelievable ecosystem here that you've created.
I love it. I come here every day and work.